The tactical genius. MS Dhoni is the only captain in history to win all three major ICC white ball trophies. T20 World Cup in 2007, 50 over World Cup in 2011, Champions Trophy in 2013. Not Ponting, not Imran, nobody else. He captained India in 332 international matches and won 178 of them. That alone makes him exceptional. Then you look at the specific decisions. In the 2011 World Cup final, India are chasing 274. Yuvraj Singh is the best batsman in the tournament. Dhoni promotes himself to bat at number 4 instead. He doesn't explain it to anyone. He scores 91 not out and hits the winning 6. This is the tactical genius type. He already sees the end of the game before it starts. He just doesn't tell anyone what he's seen. The alpha? Ricky Ponting didn't just want to beat you. He wanted to mentally break you. Leading the most terrifying cricket dynasty of the modern era, Ponting captained but with his foot permanently nailed to the throttle. He didn't do defensive fields. He put 3 men in the slips, brought the fielders in close, and chewed his gum while the opposition panicked. The sheer dominance is ridiculous. 2 completely undefeated World Cup campaigns and a record 220 international victories. He turned the Australian dressing room into an unforgiving war room, where second place was considered a massive failure. But these type of captains don't know how to retreat. When his golden generation of bowlers finally retired, Ponting didn't adapt his tactics. He just kept aggressively charging forward. The result? The most statistically dominant captain in the history of the sport is also the first Australian in 120 years to lose 3 separate Ashes series to England. The Alpha builds an invincible empire, but they are completely incapable of stopping it from burning to the ground when the armor cracks. The Rebuilder. England got knocked out in the 2015 World Cup group stage. They beat Scotland, they beat Afghanistan. That is the complete list of victories. They lost to New Zealand, Australia, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. New Zealand bowled them out for 123 and chased it in 12.2 overs. Ewan Morgan was the captain. He watched the whole thing and decided nothing was working. By 2016, England posted 444 against Pakistan in an ODI. By 2018, they posted 481 against Australia in the same ground. By 2019, they lifted the World Cup for the first time in their entire history. Between getting bowled out for 123 and lifting the trophy is 4 years, and one captain, who refused to accept that the 2015 version of England was the only version that existed. The reluctant captain, Sachin Tendulkar, won 4 of 25 tests as captain. That is a 16% win rate for the greatest batsman who ever played the game. He was appointed in 1996 and removed in 1997. Appointed again in 1999 and resigned in 2000 before the series had even finished. When the BCCI came to him a third time in 2007, he declined. He specifically named Dhoni as the person who should do it instead. That recommendation turned out to be correct. The reluctant captain is not someone who is bad at cricket. They are someone who gets measurably worse when leadership sits on top of everything else they are already carrying. Tendulkar figured that out about himself, stepped aside, and pointed them toward the right person. That decision required more clarity than most of his centuries did. The conservative captain. Alistair Cook moved fielders to the boundary when the momentum was entirely England's. He pulled slips before the ball was reversing. Shane Warne called his captaincy negative and boring in a newspaper column. Not in a single passing comment. In a sustained public campaign across multiple series. Cook then won a test series in India, beat New Zealand, and won the Ashes. Under those same tactics, his record was not bad. His results just never looked good getting there. The conservative captain would rather grind out a 200-run win across 5 days than risk losing trying to win in 3. They play the percentage on every single ball of every single over. Some people respect that approach. Warne definitely didn't. Cook mostly didn't care what Warne thought. The lucky captain. Misbah-ul-Haq was standing somewhere on the field while opposition teams struggled to survive the final sessions on a crumbling Dubai pitch. Yasser Shah was bowling. He ripped one past the bat for a wicket. The next over, Zulfikar Babar got another. Then another. Pakistan won. Misbah had captained Pakistan to the world #1 test ranking, largely because of what individual spinners produced rather than anything specific he decided. The lucky captain doesn't manufacture the critical moment. They are simply in charge when the critical moment manufactures itself. Misbah won historic series in the UAE and took Pakistan to the top of the world. Neither of them had much to do with proactive captaincy. He was there, spreading the field and waiting for mistakes, which was apparently enough. The player's captain. When India won the 2011 World Cup, 7 or 8 players in that squad had first played international cricket under Sourav Ganguly. Dhoni made his debut under Ganguly. Yuvraj Singh, Zahir Khan, Harbhajan Singh, Virender Sehwag, Irfan Pathan. Ganguly took over in 2000 when the match-fixing scandal had broken public trust in the team and the dressing room was fractured. He backed unproven players before they had proven a single thing. He defended them publicly when they failed. Every Indian cricketer from that era gives the same speech at retirement. Ganguly gave me my first chance. The player's captain doesn't collect the most trophies. They build the players who collect trophies for whoever comes next. If you're liking the video so far, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It doesn't cost a thing, but it's the best way to help the channel grow and reach more people like you. The data captain. England won 1 test in 17 matches before Ben Stokes became captain in 2022. Then England won 11 of their first 13 tests under him. The players didn't change significantly. What changed was the philosophy. Every early declaration, every aggressive chase, every bowling rotation was calculated around what the data said about win probability. England began chasing targets. Test cricket had traditionally considered too large. They won most of them. What Stokes and coach Brendan McCullum built has a name now, Bazball, which sounds like an instinctive, chaotic approach to the game but is actually calculated aggression with numbers underneath every decision. The data captain doesn't go purely on instinct. They find what the data recommends and then attack it without hesitation. The Inspirational Leader. Pakistan won one of their first 5 games at the 1992 World Cup. Against Zimbabwe, they were beaten by 10 wickets by West Indies. Bowled out for 74 against England before rain saved them. They were eliminated in every way except the official ruling. Imran Khan put on a t-shirt with a tiger on it before their game against Australia and told his team they were cornered tigers. Pakistan beat Australia by 48 runs, then Sri Lanka, then New Zealand. In the final in Melbourne, Imran Khan himself was 39 years old with a shoulder injury. He scored 72. He took the last wicket. Pakistan won by 22 runs. 1 win in 5 games to world champions. The Inspirational Leader's entire tactical system is 1 sentence delivered at the only moment it matters. The pressure cooker. Steve Waugh led Australia to 16 consecutive test wins, the longest unbeaten streak in history at the time. He won the 1999 World Cup. He was also known specifically for performing better the more the game required him personally. In January 2003 at the SCG, selectors were openly questioning whether Waugh still deserved his place in the team. He scored 102 not out. He hit the winning boundary to reach his century on almost the last ball of play. The team's result was already settled. He scored the 100 regardless. The pressure cooker captain doesn't manage high-pressure situations. They actively prefer them to normal ones. Ordinary matches produce ordinary output. Real pressure is when this type finally gets going. The fallen captain. Hansie Cronje won 99 of 138 one-day internationals as South Africa's captain, a 73.7% win rate. One of the highest in history, he won 27 of 53 tests. His teammates publicly called him the most honest man in cricket. In March 2000, Delhi police released a recording of Cronje talking to a bookmaker, arranging payments to fix matches. He denied it, then confessed. Cricket South Africa banned him from the game for life. On June 1, 2002, Hansi Cronje died in a plane crash in the Autanica Mountains. He was 32 years old. The fallen captain is not a tactical style or a personality archetype. It is what happens when someone with a 73.7% win rate decides that winning is not actually the point. Cricket has never fully worked out why that happens to the people it happens to. If this helped you understand, hit the like button. Subscribe for more cricket explained simply. Drop a comment. Who is the greatest cricket captain of all time? Thanks for watching.